Hi, I'm Buskerjames. Welcome to my channel. I'm not doing any music this time. I just want to talk about bylaw tickets and bylaw tickets for busking here in Nanaimo, BC, Canada. Back in September 22nd, 2003, Justice Landers in the Supreme Court of British Columbia gave the city of Nanaimo a court injunction to compel me, particular, as a defendant, comply with the street entertainers bylaw. But this particular court injunction did not, even though I was a defendant in court, this injunction has a clause in it that basically says that anyone with any knowledge of this court injunction to compel me to comply with the bylaws, anyone with any knowledge of it, if they violate the bylaw and have knowledge of the court injunction, then they're in contempt of court, just as I would be if I violated the street entertainers bylaw here in Nanaimo. It's come to my attention in the last couple of days, and actually I was sent a post via YouTube that my sister Kathy was issued a ticket for not having a license to be a street entertainer in the city of Nanaimo a few days ago. And this is very interesting, and I want to give my opinion about this because I think that it's kind of complicated, because in anyone else's situation, such as any other busker besides my sister Kathy, I think if they're in violation of the bylaw, they should get a ticket. And the reason I think that is because I've been driving for 30-some years, getting up close to 40 years, and if I didn't have a driver's license and I get stopped by the police, I get a ticket. And even though I don't like the idea of having a driver's license so that I can drive a vehicle, it's still the law. If I go fishing and I don't have a license, I get a ticket. Here in Nanaimo, if I go busking and I don't have a license, I supposedly get a ticket, or I should be getting a ticket, but actually I don't because of the court injunction. I go to jail. So, in Kathy's case, my sister Kathy's case, I think, she's a bit frustrated, and I don't blame her at all. And, she was busking without a busking license, and she got a ticket, and it's a law. And I know that even though she doesn't want to have a license, I don't want to have one either. But the only way that we're going to get this dealt with is if a judge in the Supreme Court of British Columbia makes a decision on the court injunction, and a decision on if a bylaw is necessary. I know for a fact that the Nanaimo Street Entertainers bylaw is not enforceable. I can give you an example. Last weekend I had a fella. I was at a busking spot, and I was following the rules and regulations of the Nanaimo Street Entertainers bylaw, and I was on the busking spot, and some fella just came along and parked himself about maybe 5 feet away from where I was given a busking spot to play with my license. So I had someone make a call to the bylaw services, and because I didn't think this fella was should have been parking himself beside me. I'm licensed, he wasn't. But anyways, the end result was, it was an hour later before the bylaw officer even made an appearance, an hour later. And that's not acceptable, because if you have a valid street entertainers permit, you're obeying the bylaw, and somebody is interfering with your right to play on the spots that the city has given you under those license, under your license agreement, then they better be available. Not an hour later, immediately. In my opinion, what should have happened in my case with that issue is they should have sent somebody else along, and if they didn't have anybody available in the bylaw office, then they should have contacted the RCMP and had them deal with it. And if they can't do either send a bylaw officer or the RCMP to deal with complaints, then this bylaw for street entertainment in Nanaimo is definitely unenforceable. So anyways, so we move on, and I really don't have any beefs with any busker in Nanaimo, whether they have a license or they don't. But my problem is I have a court injunction against me. I have to obey the bylaw. I have to buy a license. I have to go where I'm told. I have to play when I'm told. And I don't feel that other buskers should have the right to play where they choose or not have a license when I do, because there's no two sets of rules for two different groups of people, even though we're doing exactly the same thing. And majority of the buskers in Nanaimo understand that that I particularly, I can't just not buy a license, because if I don't, I'm going to end up in jail. And that's why I don't understand about what happened with Kathy, because she has probably more knowledge about the court injunction that was put in place back in September of 2003 than anybody. I don't understand why they wouldn't charge her with contempt of court instead of giving her a bylaw ticket. And I think for my sister Kathy, it would have been the best thing that could have happened, because it would have opened the door wide open, because it would have given her the opportunity to challenge the contempt of court ticket or whatever it is they do. Even though she only got a ticket for busking without a busking license last week, I think the best thing for her to do, in my opinion, is to demand that the bylaw office take this ticket and take it before a judge. She should not dispute this ticket. She should demand that the bylaw office go immediately into court and let her defend herself, because I think she'll come out on the winning end of this, and it would probably help the case along, because the discovery or the pre-trial investigation is not till next month. But anyways, I thought I'd just give my opinion. I always do anyways. But for me, I think the best thing to do is to just sit back and wait for the pre-trial investigation or the discovery, and then the judge is going to decide whether it's necessary for me to have a license. But for $20, I really don't care. I don't mind paying $20 to have a license, but the license is not the issue here. The license doesn't bother me at all, and for the last 7 years I don't believe I've had any complaints against me or anything else, and I don't believe I ever will. But for now, I'm going to keep my busker's license, and possibly if we when we head into court to fight this street entertainers bylaw in Nanaimo, hopefully we come out where the injunction is gone against me, compelling me to comply with the bylaw, and to the other buskers of Nanaimo who have knowledge of this court injunction, who also could be charged with contempt of court.